You know who was at the top of Mount Everest? Dead people. They had ambition, momentum, grit, but they didn't know when to stop. Why are you guys laughing?
That's awesome. Keep going.
All right, so they had ambition, momentum, grit, but they didn't know when to stop. Hustle culture says sleep when you're dead, wake up at 5 a.m. But what if that's the fastest way to burn out, Danny? What if you lose your family and you hate your life? Because I can tell you from firsthand experience, I was raised with that mentality. And it took me a while. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give a lot of credit to Danny on this. For a lot of time, at the beginning, it was like 17-hour days, get home and work. In this episode of On the Couch, we're going to unpack the myth of 5 a.m. We're going to unpack the myth of all day working. We're going to unpack the myth of what real winners do and how they do it. So welcome back to On the Couch with Johnny and Danny. Today we're calling BS on the glorification of burnout. Somewhere along the way, grinding yourself into the ground, becoming a badge of honor. But let's be real. The point of success isn't to achieve, it's to enjoy. Correct? So if you're waking up at 5 a.m., pushing until 10 p.m., missing family time, and feeling guilty every time you rest, this one's for you because it's not about doing more. It's about doing it right and doing it with sustainability.
Okay. So we're talking about burnout.
Yes.
Being the summer right now, I thought this would be a great topic because you've just gone through about 5 months of which should have been hard work. Now you're going into the summer. The kids are going to be all over you if you have a family. You're going to want to do possible vacations, more weekend getaways.
Yep.
How do you do all this without burning out?
Well, how do you make ambition not be your demise? Because ambition can be your demise, right? And being dead at the top is not worth the sacrifice. So how do you do it? How do you balance? How do high achievers, not crash hard, but also never pause? Mm-hmm. Like, how do you do that? How do you balance both?
So I think we're talking about how when me and you first met, the way Johnny was like fucking work 24/7.
Yeah.
Like he was just dialed in 24/7, and slowly I got to him and we pulled a little bit back and a little bit back. And now it's like, I got to say, when we partnered up, our conversations weren't just at the brokerage. It was when we got in our car. It was like an hour after that. It was an hour after that. It was like when we got on the way to work. It was on weekends.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, Danny, I was thinking about this. Or, hey, Johnny, I was thinking about this. And now it's like we come to work. We do our thing. We check in. But when we get home, it's our time with the family.
It's still hard for me to do that. Because the guilt comes in when I'm not doing, and when I'm just relaxing, it's like I should be doing more. And I understand that because at being that top producer, being that ambitious can be your demise. Because what came to risk? Our relationship could come to risk, number one. Relationships can be at risk. But what was a real warning sign for me was my health.
Yeah.
My health was the biggest warning sign. And when I was, short fused at home, when I was not happy because I was overexerted, working my ass off, not healthy, and then things happen. Like, are you really climbing for impact, or was I really looking for validation? Mm-hmm. Oh, you're such a hard worker. You know what I mean? Was it the validation I was looking for, or was it work-life balance?
Yep.
And then when we got together, it was like, but this, and I mean this kindly, but like, this motherfucker accomplished the same shit I accomplished, and yet I feel like I'm working harder and more. But it wasn't really about that. Now I can do more by 11 o'clock and see you later the rest of the day. Like, you know what I mean? That's what high achievers do. And it took me a long time because, and I mean this with, again, due respect, but I think the mentors I had in the past, like the Enzos and the Jimmies, were like, well, no, you work for me. And the more you work, the more I make, right? So if I'm there from 9 to 9 at night, well, you're seeing more clients, more customers, you're closing more deals, you're making me more money. Yes. But that came with risks. That came with burnout. That came with me becoming a monster. That came with anger. That came with me lashing out, right? So,
Because you feel like you were doing so much work and not getting what you were owed.
yeah, I think it's called the hustle hoax.
So, like,
Why more hours
we're talking about.
isn't the answer,
Okay.
right?
Why more hours? Okay. We had an underwriter that left us in January, out of nowhere. Just like we're in a, me, Johnny, and him. We're in a, let's go over all the deals. Let's make a plan for the new year and this and that. And then as soon as we're done, he's like, I gotta tell you guys something. I want to go somewhere. Like, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm giving you guys my 2 weeks notice. We're like, what? So it gets me thinking, like, why? And it didn't hit me right away. But I feel like he was burning out.
Because the quantity wasn't quality.
So now we restructured
Yes.
and we added fulfillment to him. So now he can focus more on what he's really good at. And fulfillment can just like do all the back end work. So now you're not burning out worrying about documents.
Mhm.
So when we're talking about burnout, a lot of agents have a hard time in, they need to do everything. They need everything to be perfect. Guys, trust me, I am like that 100%. Although I automate a lot of stuff, I still want to be that, you know what? I see an email pop up and I'm like, got to get to this quickly because if I leave it for someone else, I don't know when this is going to get done. But that creates burnout.
It does. And then it creates the pretending to work segment. That's what I call it. Okay. I call it the pretending to work. When there was a time, okay, when I it was like I chased perfection. Everything had to be perfect. And then when I got tired in my mind, I pretended to work. Mm-hmm. The clicks, the unfocused work, the scrolling. I remember at a time when early in my sales career, they blocked Facebook because Instagram wasn't even around yet, right? So Facebook was around, and they blocked Facebook on through the firewall. So you as a salesperson weren't allowed to go on Facebook. And it's because the pretend to work happened. Mm-hmm. And I saw that all across the store. So it was like, well, I'm not the only one, okay? Because we're all human. So how do you diminish that, how do you diminish that long period of work into 4 or 6 hours of work? Because really and truly, like no one's work, like, man, I watch these guys online. They're like, oh, you got to be hustle. Bro, you're full of shit. You're selling a course. So you're full of shit. So I'm sorry.
Well, how do we do that? How do you diminish that and make it a 4 or 6 hour workday opposed to a 8, 10, 12, 14 hour workday?
Yeah.
Progress.
I'd like to know.
Progress over perfection.
Okay.
Right. Block scheduling your time accordingly.
Okay.
Right.
Can I be the devil's advocate? If you guys are trying to get more work, right? How are you still mitigating your time and not getting burnt out?
I'm going to put my hand up. Okay.
So I want to touch on a couple of things right before we get to that point.
Okay. I want to say something. So, one of the biggest answers was learning to delegate.
Learning to delegate. 100%. Okay.
Learning to delegate.
So I'm going to get there, but how do you start minimizing your time first? You're an 8-hour broker. How do you reduce that to 6 or 5 hours right off the bat? Templates,
process.
So in your process.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's work inside your process. let's start developing templates that you guys are not typing out. Because I found like I spent a lot of time typing out the same exact emails.
Over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And then people are like, well, where can I store these templates? Well, there's places you can store these templates.
Yeah. Google Drives, Docs, right? Or now do you have the
We're using right now Yesware,
that's
which
what
is
it's called.
a Chrome extension that, if you're on Google, great for templates. What about automation? Could automation save you time? Hell yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we're going to go into what you're talking about is
Hiring an assistant.
hiring an assistant or getting someone to help you all throughout the stages where you're not focusing in on every single stage of the client journey, which is, I think, by far the most important part.
Well, like people ask, like, how do you do so much with so little? Is because I have things working in the background
Yep.
that I didn't have working before. Like having a VA in Nigeria or having a VA in the Philippines is priceless to me, because that little task, for instance, that I just worked on this week,
Yep.
would have taken me 8 to 10 hours. It would have taken me 2 days to get done. He did it in however long it took him to do. And I had that task done while I was able to do other tasks.
Yep.
So it was learning to multitask, but efficient multitasking. Like I could be doing multiple things, but even though I'm not the one actually doing them. Okay. So I think that's what it was. But what about the myth on the 5 a.m. thing? Like, is that the only way to win, or is that just for some, but not for all?
I think it's for some and not for all. I think it works really good if you have kids. So waking up early before your kids get up, you're on a fresh mind.
Mhm.
I think it does work. I feel like I'm not a 5 a.m. up guy, but sometimes I do get up at 6 a.m. and my kids don't get up till 7. If I put my focus and I come down, I'm like, I really need to get something done. I feel like I work twice as fast
In 1 hour.
in 1 hour,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Before the kids get up. But then when the kids get up, there's a little bit of distraction. Then your mind's not fully focused anymore. So it's like, I feel like that does work.
but you were still in like a REM cycle of sleep. So how do you wake up and then instantly your brain tunes in and says, oh, I know what I got to do?
I'm the most focused in the morning. Me personally.
And you, Denny?
I think it works great. I have one problem that I really need to get rid of.
You need tequila.
No, that's later.
Not in the morning, but I need to get rid of the phone next to my bed.
There it is.
So I've been
doom
leaving,
scrolling.
I've been leaving mine. My wife hates it because actually, sorry, she doesn't hate it anymore. But I used to leave my phone on the shelf in the kitchen. I have this like a coffee bar, for instance, and there's like 2 open shelves. I just leave it up there, and just don't leave your alarm clock on, because I did that.
How do you wake up then? Your mental alarm clock wakes
my
you up?
wife has hers. She has hers.
So I
we both
mean,
get
what
free
if
time.
there's the only reason why I really take my phone with me? There's 2. Is
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Is it ringing?
No.
No. Okay. Don't answer.
there's 2 reasons why I bring my phone with me to bed. And one, the biggest one, truly, is emergencies.
How big of an emergency from whom?
Well,
I mean, I got family. Like,
Okay. fine.
my in-laws are in their mid-80s.
Okay.
So
That's a valid reason. What's the second?
the second one is my wife goes to bed before I do most of the time.
Okay.
And I need something to put me to sleep.
Oh, yeah, I can't.
Then don't you start doom scrolling?
No, I watch TV. So that is the only time I really watch TV.
But you get notifications and emails and stuff, and then it's on your mind before you go to sleep.
I mean,
Huh?
whatever.
Yeah, I know it's tough. So so that's a good
So then
segue.
but the biggest problem with that is that if I wake up early, it's not the going to bed part that affects me. Is if I wake up early, I grab my phone.
Okay, so how do you design work-life harmony? Not balance, harmony. It's not 50-50 every day. It's knowing what matters when, okay? Is the family barbecue just as important as your cold calls?
No.
Seasons
It
of
is.
intensity versus seasons of rest, learn of cycle, and blocking your calendar for life's first, then business. And man, that last one, okay, before we go over all of them, that last one was the biggest one for me. is blocking my calendar for life, not work first. And that took so long. Like I could tell you probably 20 years. I've been block scheduling, maybe not 20 years, but for a long time. And it was always work.
Listen, man, I can go home and just keep working. Like I can literally work for fucking 16 hours a day.
So
no
how
problem.
do you cut it off? I'd like to know because I can't do it.
I do because I tell myself that my kids that got soccer need to get to soccer, and I want to watch them at soccer.
Is your
Or
brain
I want
displaced
to
though?
bring them to the park.
Is your brain displaced or is your brain still in work mode even though you
It
want to be
might
there?
still be in work mode,
Okay.
right? But I'm taking it away by telling myself I need to do these other tasks.
But is it season of intensity or is it seasons of rest? Like, how do you learn that cycle? Because that is the biggest thing that I challenged, that I struggled with myself, was that cycle
I
of.
I think the biggest way to get through that is if you're always going home and feeling work isn't complete,
Mm-hmm.
you have to get rid of tasks that are in your plate so that you could feel at ease when you go home.
What about if you can't? What about if you can't?
100%, man. There's something for everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
There's automation. You can hire, like you can,
There's ways.
100% there's
well,
ways of.
here, how do you rest without guilt? Which is his question.
That's
Right?
brilliant.
How do you rest without guilt? Walks, vacations, beach days. But how do you unplug and how do you fuel yourself for greatness? Which, again, I understand what he's saying. I feel guilty. Because again, you gotta remember, I worked retail for so long that working till 9 o'clock was normal. It was normal. But now it's like, well, I'm a banker, I'm a banker, right? Like I work bank hours till 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, we're done. But it doesn't really work that way because clients still need us after hours.
I mean, listen, if a client texts me, yes, I'm going to answer them.
I got broken glass on my.
Sorry about that. If a client texts me, I'm going to answer them. If a client isn't able to book my calendar and sends me a message, listen, Danny, my times don't work with your times. And I literally put that in my email when I send them my calendars. This is my calendar. It literally has no weekends. I leave an hour or two spot on Saturday, but it has no evenings. And it has that 1 hour or two on Saturdays. That is it. Most of the time, no one books a Saturday anyways. So I'm on regular business hours, but I put it underneath my calendar. If nothing works with you, please let me know, and I will accommodate somehow.
So here's another thing.
It does happen from time to time.
It does.
But rarely does because someone will find a way to work my calendar.
So here's something I want you, Stefano. Okay. I want you to take this and maybe write this one down. Guilt-free rest is a skill, not laziness. Resting is not being lazy. I want you guys to remember that. It took me a long time to realize that, but resting isn't being lazy. Your body needs it. I have not been more focused on my body than I have been over the last 6 months. And rested people make sharper decisions, okay? They lead better. And they last longer. So for you out there thinking that you need to hustle and grind all day, every day, it's wrong, because frame it like this. Rest is a responsibility for your future self. It's not that I need to work your ass off now so you can be broken and be unhealthy later. Your mind is going to be foggy. You're not going to make sharp decisions. You're going to make emotional decisions, and you're going to do the wrong things. So let guilt-free rest let that be a skill. And
But what about if you have an agenda to follow, guys? What about if you have deadlines? What about if you need to meet these deadlines? For whatever reason, you cannot miss it.
what you enable, you allow.
Dude, I got to write this shit down. You're doing really good today. You're nailing it.
But it is that. It's what you enable. Danny, listen, I'm telling you guys, I've learned a lot from Danny because I was that guy where it's like, babe, don't fucking talk to me. I'm still working in my mind. But don't interrupt me. I'm still working. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. And I would go home and continue. But yet, it was pointless work to act and looked busy. It was pointless work. It was shit.
I mean, you still got stuff down. You do.
I don't know
get
about the
ahead.
pointless part.
You do get ahead.
No, there's a lot
But
of
you
times.
fall behind on other aspects.
There
of
was
life,
times.
right?
Yes. Yeah. You
Like while you're getting ahead in the business world, you're falling behind
Elsewhere.
On your personal life
on your personal
world.
life,
Yeah.
which is worse than the business.
and it's because I made it guilt. It was like, well, if I just do this now, I don't have to do it tomorrow. But what took me an hour at night, I could have did in 30 minutes in the morning. Do you know what I mean? Like when I had it's all.
So, guys, let me ask you a question before we get to the tequila. How in the
We got
world
one
do you
more
deal
thing.
with? Oh, 1 second. Well, how do you deal with the stress level, though? How do you guys compartmentalize stress?
By having things like that outside that release stress.
Okay, but that's you. Danny obviously never has stress, but how do
Bullshit.
us normal people do it?
Honestly, so I'm my wife. I'm not saying she's dealing with stress. She's more anxiety lately,
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
right? And I'm like, what is the best way to tell my wife to like deal with this anxiety? Because sitting around obviously doesn't help. It makes it worse.
So what do you do?
And exercise is by far the best way.
Really?
Yeah, your body needs it, and it releases those hormones to relax.
Even just going for a
okay.
walk,
Yeah,
a
you know-
meaningful, intentional walk.
Okay, yeah, I think you need to push yourself though.
Yeah.
You need to push
That's what I
those
said.
hormones out of yourself so that your body and your mind becomes tired, that it starts relaxing. And I think that's the biggest problem. I see this in kids that tend to stay home a lot while they were growing up. Their bodies don't, or their minds don't relax because they're not doing enough exercise. And if they're not doing enough exercise, they're thinking too much and then blah, blah, blah. And we see this a lot in COVID now. You know, a lot of more mental problems, more mental health lately, right? Because people are stuck at home. They weren't moving as much.
But I think that life is chaotic as it is already. So you don't need it to be more, right? Like burnout kills momentum permanently. If you're burnt out, you can't do anything. And then your momentum is done. Like you're not going to continue on that side. And then, compounding wins come from consistency, not chaos. Like it just won't be there. And then be patient on who's present, not just, you just can't be, I just can't be a provider. I need to be present. It's these little things that are just so powerful. And then, you're building a business, but at the same time, don't forget to build a life. Like, yeah, you're building a business, this is something new, but don't forget to build a life. So, the grind will always be there, but your kids, your health, your peace, your mind, the stuff's got, everything else has an expiry. But your life and your family and your health should be your first priority.
Do you know what I'm going to say right now?
Yeah, don't lie on the mountain. Don't die on the mountain.
Don't down the mountain, and do not make tequila expire.
It won't expire. But, and hold on, I got a few more things.
Okay.
This is like an hour and a half, 2-hour conversation.
It is.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we could take it that far, yeah, for sure.
So go ahead. What do you want to finish up with, Johnny?
If you build it right, you can have the empire and an evening walk.
Those are two big things that are hard to do.
You
The
can.
evening walk is just as hard as building an empire.
Bullshit. I've learned this, man. Listen, like,
Danny, back me up a little here.
no, guys, I'm telling you. Listen, I've done 75 hard. Okay. I've done it twice in the last 5 years, and I want to do it again. There is time. I'm telling you, there's time, man. At 8 o'clock, at 9 o'clock at night, you can go relax. I'm not saying not work hard. I'm not saying not build an empire.
How do you do those deadlines that have to be done for the next day? That's the solution, guys. Tell me that, and I'll implement what you guys are saying today. How do you do that?
I'm telling you, it's
You
the
got to hire
deadline-
somebody.
Yes, the deadline for the next day. If you're being pressed for that time, that means if you would have hired someone prior to, they would have helped you beat that deadline.
Yep.
Okay, I see what
Yep.
you're saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Now the
That's
fact that you're and listen, guys, I'm guilty for this at times too, man. Like, I'm actually a more last minute person than anyone will ever meet. But
In regards to what, business or
in
personal?
world or whatever the case
Okay.
is in life, period. So
I'll do it last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit at fault for school. School was easy, so it was like, I can do this last thing,
Sure.
not a problem. Anyways, hire someone, find the solution prior to that deadline,
And you'll do more.
and you'll be able to accomplish more.
Yeah. And you'll have more free time.
You guys make it
Now,
sound
with
so
that
easy.
saying-
You make
It's
it sound
not,
so
but it
easy.
is.
What do we like to do while we have our free time?
Drink.
Drink tequila. Now,
Tequila.
is that olive oil? What are we having now?
Here we go. It's
Can
not
you grab that
bad.
bottle, Johnny? Can
But
you
this
reach it?
bottle is actually owned by an Ontarian.
What do you mean? The manufacturer?
The I guess the owner of the Tromba
Okay.
tequila is actually owned by an Ontarian, so that's pretty cool. Tromba is as close to Canadian tequila as you'll get.
Ooh.
The reposado is aged for 6 months in American whiskey barrels, giving it added smoothness. Look for flavors of, I guess, I can't even say it. Cacao,
Cacao? Like chocolate?
like chocolate.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, man, we should try
toasted
this, guys.
nuts, orange and pineapple, followed by a long, smoky, woody finish. Well crafted and harmonious.
That sounds absolutely fantastic.
It does. I think it sounds more fantastic than what it is, but
Okay, so let's
find out what it tastes like.
Let's find out. So grab your glasses, gentlemen, and hopefully there's no glass in the drink. And let's take a swig.
I feel like we've done this bottle already, but
I do not
no.
think so at
Okay,
all.
Awesome.
At all.
Cool.
All right, gentlemen. Cheers. Taste it. Now, I'm gonna
I get
go on a
nervous-
limb.
I get nervous when people.
You're okay. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is absolutely spectacular.
Is it raining?
It's supposed to rain today.
No. No. It's not raining.
I can see the anxiety already kicking in.
No, none.
No, you're okay.
But I did 16 hours in the rain. I ain't fucking.
Can you try the tequila, please? Because I have a funny feeling it's gonna be sensational, absolutely spectacular. So let's start off with you, Danny, because you're already salivating over it. So let's talk about this bottle. Let's talk about this olive oil bottle. What do you think about the appearance?
Olive oil bottle. Are you saying that because it looks like a bottle? Of
It looks
It does.
exactly
You know
like
what?
it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what this
Fair
looks
enough.
like. It looks like a bottle on my mom's stairs. So if you go to my mom's house and you go to the stairs to the basement, it's where she keeps all her bottles of olive oil.
Okay.
I don't know what, Mom. I want to know why on your stairs to the basement there's 65 bottles. Every step in the corner has gallons of olive oil, not in the cantina, on the stairs.
It's very weird.
That is different.
That's very different.
I think they don't want to make the trek because they use so much of it. They don't want to go all the way to the what do you call it? The cantina.
Okay, so Danny, we're starting with Danny. So Danny,
So the bottle of olive oil, guys, I'm not going to treat it that way. The bottle of Tromba tequila. This is a bottle of Reposado.
okay.
I mean, look wise, 7.
Would
Not
you say that
crazy
it's
about it.
a little too tall that it might not fit on your shelf?
No,
It looks pretty tall.
Can we put it next to a couple
Yeah.
of those bottles just so
Let's
I can
see.
compare?
Oh no, it's
It is-
perfect.
it
Yeah,
is
it's
a bit
perfect
tall.
size.
It's
Okay.
a bit tall though.
So you're giving it about 7 on appearance?
Yeah, nothing crazy. Maybe even a 6.5. Like,
Let's talk about the
appearance
flavor.
isn't going to be why you're going to buy this. Flavor wise, I mean, I would definitely use this if I want to taste the barrel in my mixed drinks.
Because it was aged for 5 years, you said.
No,
no.
it was Reposado 2 months. So
Oh. Oh, okay. All
all
right.
Reposados max 2 months. That's what gives it the Reposado name.
Okay.
Um,
What would you give it out of 10?
out of 10, I'm a 6.
Okay. And
Price wise, sitting at $65
oh,
for a Reposado.
very attractive.
Very attractive if you want barrel tasting mixed drinks. I'm going to say
So you're overall 7.5 ish.
7.5.
Okay,
no,
good.
I'm 7 max.
7 max.
Max.
Wow, I thought the price would put you over. All right.
Yeah, 7 max.
Johnny, tell me about this Nonna's olive oil on the stairs bottle.
Yeah, I mean it does have that resemblance, but it's not a bad looking bottle. It's
What can you explain that design in the back? What is that?
It's the rainforest. I just read the side.
The rainforest.
I'm yeah. So this is the clouds with the rain, and that's exactly what this.
What does tromba mean in Italian? Is it a mountain?
No, so la tromba soak the soil and nourishes the agave, so this bursts from the rainfall. This is in the northern part of Mexico, if I'm not mistaken, in the highest highland, in the beauty of the highlands of Mexico. So
Okay.
that's where this is coming from.
Good stuff. So what are you giving on appearance?
I actually don't think it's that bad looking of a bottle. I think it's decent.
Okay.
It looks like a nice bottle.
You're pretty picky though when it comes to tequila bottles.
Yeah, that's not bad looking.
Okay.
It
So
does look like a bottle of olive oil, but I mean, it's
out of 10.
nice. I'm gonna give it 7.5 out of 10.
Fair.
Yeah.
And now taste wise.
Taste isn't bad either. Like, I mean, it's a little thin for my I like thick alcohol. It's a little thin. You can see it. It's thin.
Yeah, it's very thin.
Yeah.
And
It's a thin alcohol. So it. Why are you laughing?
because Danny,
Stefano just give me this look like
I have to
Okay.
give you the look on tequila bottles. So now what are you giving on flavor wise?
Let me explain this to all you people that don't like alcohol or don't know what I'm talking about. When you grab a glass of anything, you'll see tannins on the sides.
Very good.
Okay, and when you see tannins, it's because it's thicker.
yeah. This
Does
one
yours do
definitely-
that, Danny?
I mean, I can still see it.
Yeah, it's because it's
No, but it does. Can you actually see it when you do it?
Yeah,
Okay.
just a little bit,
But
a little bit, not as much.
What are you
as-
giving it out of 10, Johnny?
yeah. So the taste, it's too thin for my liking. I think this is great for mix. So it's not my favorite. So I'm going to give it a 6.5 on taste.
Aye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then $65
$65 for a Reposado. I mean, Reposado. Sorry, it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, I would pay more for a good premium Reposado. So
So you're not.
price, I'm going to give it a 7. So overall 7 out of 10.
Oh, this bottle tanked. Okay.
I don't know if it tanked.
It for a Reposado tanked.
Hey, listen, Tromba, reach out to us. Give us some education on this bottle. Maybe be a guest on our show.
That would be great.
But that'd be awesome.
Where did it say where in Canada they're located?
No,
It said Ontario, so
Oh,
we're also in
Ontario.
Ontario. And if you got more than one bottle, and you maybe like to give us some homework, or maybe even give some insights on the bottle, maybe we can have some more appreciation for it. But be a guest.
Love it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Johnny, at your camera, tell everyone where they can be a guest.
If you want to be a guest on the episode, please comment down below, share the show so we can grow. If you want to also be a guest, you can reach out at johnnysuper.com. You could find us here at Ernesta Financial in Bolton at 12 Par Boulevard. You could find us on all social platforms, on the Couch Podcast 23, on Spotify, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok.
Yep.
You could find me here at Ernesta Financial, or like I said, on johnnysuper.com. And Danny,
Danny?
Mortgages by Danny C. That would be me.
until next time, drink responsibly. Don't do it before 11 a.m. And
We'll see you next
have
time.
fun.
All right. Ciao.